Lagos State Command has arrested the BRT driver, which was boarded by ayanwole Oluwabamise, the 22-year-old lady who went missing after she boarded a BRT vehicle at Chevron bus stop Ajah to Oshodi around 7 p.m. on the 26th of February. During the journey, Oluwabamise was said to have observed that the driver was not picking up other passengers at subsequent bus stops along the road. She had sent messages, voice notes and videos to her friend detailing her predicament, and that was the last time the family heard from her, as she was later declared missing. Days later, her body was found laying at Kata Bridge by Ogogoro community, Lagos Island, and has been deposited at the morgue on the mainland hospital Yaba for autopsy. This incident has so far generated reactions, protests, uproar, and lots of unanswered questions by the concerned Nigerians. We at the Court Blog are right on the streets of Lagos to feel the pulse of the people concerning this. Please come with us.
Okay, the truth is a little sad and painful that this incident happened. Sadly, there has been many of such scenarios happening in the country, and we might not know about it. This is just fortunate to reach the media space, and that is why it's happening like everybody is talking about it. But believe me, it has been happening and it's still happening. It will continue to happen. The painful part of it is we no longer trust anybody. The society has so failed us. We have so failed the system ourselves that the next person seated to you in a public center can't be trusted. You cannot ply a bike from a 1 kilometer journey to the end without being scared. When I read through the story and the unfolding scenario, talking with the driver, how the incident happened, the voice note she shared, I begin to wonder that who is then safe? If you are not safe in a cosmopolitan transport system, if you are not saved in the general public transport system, you are not saved in your own personal car, then where is safe? Do we start trekking from Chevron to Oshodi? Or what do we do? So I felt that it was so painful that we lost a young, energetic, full-blooded lady at that tender age. But then, there's a lot lesson to take away from there. And I hope that individuals reading this, hearing this, realize that we owe the system a lot. We owe the society an improvement. If not, we will keep failing ourselves.
Quite sad what has happened. Quite gun-wrenching for the family, for the parents, for society as well. Bamise did everything right. She was coming from work. She entered a government BRT bus. It's meant to be one of the safest places. It's a pity what has happened. It just shows the lapses that we still have in our system that needs to be corrected. I hear some of the BRT buses have CCTV. They should be working. If those cameras were working and are meant to be working the way they are, they can trace and monitor how that event happened, how it unfolded, and unravel this mystery. And I believe Bamise is not the first victim. There have been multiple victims, but our case has just opened the Pandora box, as it were. It's a pity, it's very sad. But going forward, I hope the government and those in charge of the BRT buses will do the right thing. The camera on those buses should be working.
It's such a very sad scenario, and I'm really hoping that the government will do justice to this. I'm hoping that the law enforcement will be able to, do the right thing, because the whole environment in Nigeria now, everybody is kind of insecure. I think Bamise did the right thing. Probably when she was alone with the guy in the car, maybe she could have done more than that. But I want to believe that she didn't really think that it would be a dangerous situation. So maybe if she had sensed that, she would have done more than just the video call that she did. But I think basically our environment is such an unsafe environment. If such a thing can happen in a BRT bus, which is a government bus, so means nobody is safe. We can understand if things like this happen in a private, vehicle, but this is happening in a government vehicle. So every part of Lagos, where can we actually say there is security? It's such a sad thing, and I just hope and I wish the government will actually do justice, probably give the guy a life sentence, so that people would desist from doing such a thing. Because if judgment does not take its due course, how many people do we want to continue to lose to this barbaric act? Okay, so I think the government should do the right thing so that people can stop, killing people for just no cause, no reason. It's a very, very bad situation for us in Lagos.
It's a very, very unfortunate event, actually. Basically, the story, I don't know, the driver, I think they said they caught the driver, and I think the story is not adding up. It's kind of unfortunate that something like that can happen in a BRT, that's a government-owned bus, and to me it's actually appalling. So I think maybe the governor should just ensure that investigation is done rightly, and the people that are involved in this should be brought to case, kind of. But I think going forward, what could actually be done to help people, because many people are scared of entering BRT right now. So I think what could be done is the cameras. I think there are cameras in the buses. There should be someone that should be manning those cameras like 24/7, checking all these things. These buses are government owned, so there are things that should also be done. There should also be like periodical checks. Check who are in these buses. Do lots of things. There should be security for government owned this, and I think that would be best for us.
Society be what it is for time being, the decadence in society. That's what really happened. We should think that, because what I watched so far, the comment by the drivers, he says, because they put a question to the driver to say that, do you know the party? He said he doesn't know them from Adam. So I should think it borders on the decadence in society. But what I should think is, just as the biblical injunction that says that the wicked will not go unpunished. It's as a result is the decadent society and what society are turned to. So that's what play out there. That the world is wicked, and because of the wickedness of society, that is what play out there in the person of the so-called person that kidnapped the young ladies in the vehicle.
It would be extreme to place a judgment on the driver, but what I want to echo out loud and clear is the driver has a lot to tell us. I have listened to 3 of a video interview. The recent one is not too clear, we didn't hear him clearly. But the truth is, if you carefully listen to the 3 different interviews, we realize that he is contradicting himself. He is not being consistent, and there is this fear of still withholding some information with that young man. So I feel that the authority has a lot to do, and I'm sure that when the system wants to work, they know how to go about it. And so I am saying it unequivocally that that driver has a lot to tell us as to the demise of that beautiful lady. And so it should not end at just putting the camera before him. It should not end as just saying you have arrested him. It should go further to ensuring that they get to the latter part of this incident, such that the confessions of the driver can give the authorities more exposure to the system. So I'm not judging him. Of course, I am not saying that he's guilty. I'm saying that he has a lot to tell us. And if the law proves that eventually he's guilty, then please, he should not be spared.
I saw a clip of where he was being interviewed. To my mind, that is window dressing. It's all lies. We can get to the bottom of this to get justice for our family. Unfortunately, she can't be brought back, but a reprieve can be gotten for the family if you can get to the bottom of this and apprehend those that are behind it. That driver, from all indication, is guilty, and he knows the beginning and the end of the issue. They should hold him very well and get the facts. And then going forward, government needs to do the right thing. Do right by us. We are not asking for too much. The BRT buses is meant to be one of the safest places. Many of us leave our cars at home at times and take the BRT buses. We shouldn't be fearing for our lives. It's a pity, but I pray that God consoles the family.
I think it's a big low on Lagos State government. I will explain. Lagos State government is not the one directly running the transport service. I think they contracted it out or something. But in the beauty of it, it doesn't spare them out of this thing. And I'm happy the governor has released a statement, and that statement was soul lifting. It speaks a volume about who the governor is and is concerned for the citizens. But then it doesn't stop there. I think that they need to revisit the agency, the firm managing that transport services. I find it to believe that it happened in the BRT. When I was reading the story until I saw the video and I saw the bus. I even saw a video where they saw the bus in the compound, the yard, where they parked the bus. So I had to confirm that, oh, truly, it's a BRT bus. But sincerely, yours is a low, it's a failure. And I'm sorry, the system or the operators might have been doing good before now. But this incident tells me a lot about their system, their drivers, and what they accept. If not, a driver will not try an incident telling me that a bus is carrying less than 5-6 people picking on the road. You cannot explain what is happening. Then I think that the agency has a lot of questions to answer, in the sense that what is worth doing at all is worth doing well. If this incident happened and it came to the public fora, that means there has been incident of this nature. But because it didn't make its way to the public setting, then nobody heard about it. So I must say here that the system needs to be overhauled, from the agency managing it to their drivers and to the modus of operandi of the system, such that there is trust from the society back in the system. Believe me, I would not gladly enter any BRT bus in the next 1 month until I see what the government, the operators, have put in place. Until I see that, yes, they have convinced me beyond reasonable doubt that incident like this will not reoccur again. And not just by lip service, but by practical operational examples on stage. Tell us who the driver is. Tell us what you know about the driver. Tell us things you've put in place about the driver. Tell us who are the guarantors. Tell us the test you have carried out on your drivers. You don't just say because you have a driver's license, you can come and work with us. A lot needs to be done.
I'm sure that those in charge of BRT have their standard operating procedures on how they recruit those people. If this incident has showed their lapses, then they need to double up. There should be security checks, background checks on all those people. You know, Yoruba will say, "Abereto lokundi." You should be able to trace them to a particular location with guarantors that have heavy weight, so that they just don't slip up like that. It's doable. It's doable. This is 2022. It's sad. It's sad, but we need to do right by our citizens, as it were. God bless Nigeria.
Indeed, lives and properties of every individual matters, and most importantly, every girl's life matters. There you have it, the unfiltered opinion of Lagosians concerning this incident. Do feel free to drop your comments in the comment section. Follow us across all of our social media platforms, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am Joy Udo. Thank you.